Welcome to another episode of Life and Whiskey. As always, I am Jordan, and I said I was going to do the Ardnaho here in this video, but gears started turning in there, although the hamster may have fallen off the wheel. If I drank that, which is a peated Islay whiskey, then this comparison would not work because I'd have that peat smoke in my mouth. So we're going from the Smoke Eye Hill 134 proof down to this comparison as requested by this was requested by Bourbon Hunter 713. He says, do a blind with Weller 107 and Buffalo Bill. So we're going to do that. Let's see here. I've had just enough whiskey at this point that I have no idea what's going on. So the Weller 107 is going to be in glass B. Now, if you've stuck with me for quite a while now, my original bottle of Weller 107 was terrible. I did not like it. I thought it was the worst bottle ever. And then I bought a bottle or two for my hunting partner, and we shared it along with some E.H. Taylor. The Buffalo Bill is in D. The year that he gave me my current dog, Boonahaven, who's upstairs, we were doing some bird hunting. He gave me my dog, and we were doing some drinking. And I tried the 107 there that I had given him, and they couldn't be more different if you tried. So when I explained that to him, I was like, oh, dude, you got to try my 107. So this year, in November of 2025, we met over in Aberdeen, South Dakota, and we went pheasant hunting. And I'm like, hey, you've got to try my 107. And I didn't tell him what it was. I gave it to him blind, and he's like, man, that's not the best bourbon I've ever had. He's like, that stuff's pretty bad. I'm like, look at this. This is the 107 that you rave about. And we both kind of laughed at it. It is not good. Go back, watch my review of just my first Weller 107. And then sometime in the last 6 months, I did a review of that bottle blinded against, or maybe it wasn't blinded, but compared to this bottle that I got, and this bottle was absolutely fantastic. So having drank this bottle now, which you can see I've done a pretty good number on, I could see why people like Weller 107. So that was fantastic. Then, if you go back and watch my Wild Bill Cody Wyoming whiskey release video, this is a 6-year bourbon. Number one, you'll know that I'm an absolute fanboy of Wyoming whiskey. They have righted the ship and come back around from their original 2012 release, which almost sank their brand. Now they can almost do no wrong, in my opinion. The only thing I've had that was absolute crap was their Outrider. You see a bottle, pass it up, it's not worth it, and the fact that people are asking $60, $70 for it is atrocious. Don't do it. But any of their bourbons, man, I got nothing bad to say about them. I don't think Nancy Fraley is blending for them anymore. I'm pretty sure she retired from there, but she did their 10th anniversary release. That thing was blended awesome. Go look at my videos and find that one. It was a fantastic bourbon to start with, but she also commented on that. So you can check out her comments on my comments. Or on my review of it, and it was fantastic. But we got B and D. We skipped C here, huh? Well, that one's number C there then. But anyways, so Bourbon Hunter 713. Is that what it was? 713 asked for this comparison, so we are going to do it. And I think these should be a fair comparison between this particular bottle of 107, because it's way better than the original one that I had. So he said a blind, though. He wanted a blind. So I know for those of you following along, you're going to go, oh, he knows what's what. But here's what I'm going to say. I've had enough whiskey in a short enough amount of time of high proof that I am not going to know what's what. I'm not tracking these glasses at all. It's one of those things that I when it comes to these blinds, like, I just don't care. I'm not tracking. I'm not paying attention to what's what. I don't even know what's what. There we go. I have no idea which one's which, and I don't care because, truth be told, they have both pretty good. So, here we go. Now that's kind of slight problem, not problem, disappointment. I got a green vegetal note straight away off of this. But then, warm it up, move it around. Caramel. Man, okay. I don't know what's what, but if I had to guess, this one is my Wyoming whiskey. So, I don't know if I've said this before, but these two, so Buffalo Trace and Wyoming whiskey, have a similar nose profile for me. However, the Wyoming whiskey is less floral, more caramel, whereas Buffalo Trace is floral and honey crisp apple are the two markers that I have when it comes to the Buffalo Trace distillery. Okay, so here we go. And I could be wrong about this. I don't really care if I am wrong. But I got caramel. There was a peach note in there. But mostly caramel, light brown sugar, a little bit of vanilla. And that's about it. This one, there's a little bit less in this. Man, they're pretty similar. This one is tamped down, but it's very similar. Light brown sugar, honey. There's more of a floral component to it, so this one has a little bit of a honeysuckle to it, which is why I'm thinking this is the 107. Truth be told, so this is 107 proof. This Buffalo Bill is ringing at 48.5 or 97 proof. So there is 10 proof points between these. I think this is the 107. I think this is the Wyoming whiskey. And the Wyoming whiskey smells, the nose has more proof in it. So keep that in mind. But vanilla, caramel, a little bit of floral. Not anything out of the ordinary there. Darker caramel, butter, honey, vanilla, more proof. Interesting. Okay. Now to find out what's what. And as I drink, if you can see the letter on the bottom, then you'll know before I do what's what. But buttery smooth, creamy, vanilla, brown sugar, the ethanol. The fact that both of these are coming off the heels of 134 proof, the ethanol on this one's jumping out. not biting me, but it's kind of filling up that retro nasal experience. There's no black pepper finish. There's no heat in the finish. It just kind of is overwhelming the senses a little bit. But sweet caramel, light fruit, very nice. Let's go into this one. The nose hasn't changed. It's graham cracker, sweet vanilla, caramel, light caramel, slightly honeysuckle kind of a nose. A little bit thin up front, graham cracker on the finish, sweet ethanol on the finish, vanilla kind of in that mid palate. Man, I don't even know if this was a good idea to do this, because coming off of those higher proof whiskeys, both of these are throwing heat in a way that neither of them should be, and I feel like there's a lot of flavors that are being masked in here. But I like them both. I like them both for different reasons, and they're both sweet is the overlying characteristic of them. Yeah, that graham cracker note is in both of them. I would say this nose has more honey, and there's something else in there. Honey, graham cracker, and marshmallow, maybe? Something like that. I don't know what it is, but this one smells a lot sweeter. Yeah, sweet. The ethanol in this, towards the finish, comes out a little bit more, along with there's a little bit more acrid oakiness on the back end of this one, along with a subtle vegetal note. Again, I don't actually know how old this particular Weller is, but 6 years. Still think that this glass is this one and this glass is that one. But on the nose, they're pretty similar. This one's now more buttery, caramel corn, something along those lines. That one has a little more acrid up front, that bitter oakiness, a little bit of barrel char, and then it pushes into a sweet caramel, kind of finishes with some oak. Boy, truth be told, I don't know if this was a fair comparison of these two whiskeys coming off the heels of all the other whiskeys. I don't know if I have a favorite out of these two. Out of the nose, it's this one. Um, Even though this has a slight green vegetal note to it, I also think that this has more notes to it. I know I'm not doing the best job of describing all of them, but there's probably 5 different distinct notes in this one. That was a caramel bomb on this one this time. This one, the ethanol is overtaking all of the flavors more early in the flavor profile. So you get a hit of sweet, then the ethanol, and then the ethanol kind of dominates, followed by a slight oaky, acrid chariness to it. Whereas this, even though there is, man, in the nose, I'm getting a green youth note to it. This one, see, oh boy, that was time it was peanut butter. This one has more notes in it. And again, I said peanut butter. Now I'm tasting peanut butter, graham cracker. But I'm not getting that acrid note out of this as much. So, if I have to pick a winner, it's going to be this one. And if I had to guess, this is the Buffalo Bill Cody. Let's take a look. D. There we go. I guessed correctly which bottle was which. Um, Buffalo Bill Cody, that's my winner. That beats out my Weller 107. So if you have not had it, see if you can hunt it down. It is kind of an LE sorta for Wyoming whiskey. I had a comment on my YouTube channel about where can I get a bottle of it. That I'm not sure of. I don't know if it's a Wyoming only release or if it's nationwide. I don't know how they do that. You might want to check out the Wyoming whiskey webpage. If not, take a look around. Blackwell's wine and spirits I use along with the keg and bottle. Of course, you've heard my experiences with those, but check them out. See what you can find. If not, see if you can find a distributor, an online company somewhere in like Idaho, Colorado, Montana, maybe Utah. I don't know what all the rules are or if anybody there is purchasing and selling these bottles online. But if you can find one, great. If not, I don't know what to tell you, but it seems that the Buffalo Bill Cody beat out my 107. Now, just for a price comparison, let's see here. I bought both of these locally. Wyoming whiskey, Buffalo Bill Cody, where are you? Single garden, blah 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 blah. Why do I not? Killing me small. Let's see here. Alan Simpson. Stereo, single stock, blah 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 blah. Single barrel, outright. Buffalo Bill Cody. So I paid $63.50 for the Buffalo Bill Cody, and for the um, most recent Weller 107, I paid $55. I paid as high as $56.99 or $57, and my most recent here locally, I paid $55.39. So, $55.39 for the Weller 107. So 55.39 versus 63.49. So $10 difference, roughly. $10 upgrade for the Buffalo Bill Cody. If you can find the 107 for MSRP, pick it up. But chances are most people are paying $70, $80, if not $100 plus for this, which I don't recommend doing. Give yourself 5 years, you'll be able to pick this up for $40, $50. But this Buffalo Bill Cody limited release, kind of worked that 60 something dollar mark. And I'm pretty sure if I went down to Casper, if they had any bottles of this would be in the 50 some odd dollar price range. So there you go. There's my blind comparison of these. Drop in the comments down below what you can find either of these bottles for in your area, what your experience with them are. And Bourbon Hunter 713, hopefully that was a good enough review for you. I know it wasn't quite fair coming off these higher proof whiskeys, but I did get some nuance out of them, and I am leaning towards the Wyoming whiskey. So Along with that, if you can find Wyoming whiskey in your area, even their small batch, which is run at 88 proof, pick it up. I'm a big fan of it. If you can find a private stock, I have not gone wrong with any of those bottles so far. Those are absolutely fantastic. Along with any of the national park releases. What else do I got over here? I don't even know what you would call this because I got Buffalo Bill Cody, Independence Rock, and then I got 4 National Park ones. The Integrity, which is Alan Simpson. That might be a Wyoming only release because Alan Simpson is a Wyoming Wyoming representative. That was fantastic. Their Double Oak is fantastic. Their single barrel I was not as impressed with, and I paid a lot of money for that. That one was single barrel. I paid $83 for it. Was not worth it. That particular single barrel was not that good. But I think you can stick with any of these LEs or the national park ones. Those are absolutely fantastic. But if you can find Weller 107 for MSRP, it's a great bottle. You can't go wrong with that one, unless you end up getting the bottle that I had the first go round. So there you go. Drop in the comments down below what you find it for, what your experience is, or any other comments you happen to have. And with that, I'll leave it to you, and we'll do our last review, which is going to be our Iowa Scotch. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next video.